How's it going, guys? GoaTPlains344 here, and we are back with another Yu-Gi-Oh video. Wow, it has been a long time since I've said that. I do want to go ahead and just take a little bit before we get into the video to just apologize for my hiatus. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it has been a while since I've uploaded on the channel, and you can thank my wonderful old computer for kind of dying on me. Although it's not too shocking. That computer cost me only like $700 to $800 to build, and I built it before COVID. And the fact it lasted me this long is very impressive. I'm gonna be honest, dude, very impressive indeed. But I do have a new computer now, so I'm actually able to come back to content creation. Thank God. I can record, it can be nicer quality, it can actually just be a lot better. Thank God. I'm actually able to do a lot more stuff on this computer, and editing is actually also such a breeze. It doesn't crash as much, it doesn't lag as much. Oh my God, it's a miracle. But I did just want to apologize for the hiatus. I know that's just very not cool to just vanish like that, but now we're back. Thank God. I'm actually going to try and shoot for maybe 1 or 2 uploads every week. That's my main goal, and then once I get back into the flow of producing consistent content again, we might up that count, or we might keep the count the same. We'll see. I also do want to take a look at streaming as well. That is something I definitely would like to do, is just stream me playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And getting to talk to you guys and maybe goof off, build some kooky, crazy decks, you know? But right now, let's just take a look at Vernusylph right here. I feel like this deck is so much fun. It is so much fun to play, and it's so cool. This is basically Vernusylph, but I also like to just call it Earth Good Stuff. It's mainly just a suite of, you know, the new Vernusylph cards that have been in the TCG, but have finally come to Master Duel, followed by the Ishizu cards, which aren't at 1 in this. Thank God. So I can finally actually kind of mess with the deck at a little bit more of a consistent full power basis. Thank God. So that's there. And also just a suite of good Earth monsters. That being, you know, Pankratops, Regulus, Grand Tusk Dragon, who I got as a royal rare, and I thought it'd be fun to kind of throw him in here. Whenever he's summoned, he just pops 2 cards on the field, and then he gets 600 for each card to show, which is pretty cool. I definitely do like this card. And then 1 Machina Citadel, because I also have this guy royal rare, and you can actually summon him with this deck and in this with the Vernusylph cards pretty easily. So I thought, why the heck not, you know? But yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're going to go into a couple of replays, and I'm just gonna kind of show you what the main premise of the deck does and what it can really do against certain opponents. Also, before we go into that, one thing I forgot to mention is for the Vernusylph Spell and Traps, I am not a fan of them. I actually cannot stand a lot of the Vernusylph Spell and Traps besides this one right here. And the only reason I play this one is because we have the Ishizu cards to mill them. Once the Ishizu cards inevitably get hit, which I'll be baffled if they stay at what the ratio is now for much longer, I do plan on cutting this card because this card's good in the graveyard. Because of the fact that it's just a soul charge. If you have no cards in your hand, which you consistently don't have with this deck because that's just how Vernusylph plays, you just get a soul charge for free. It can bring back the boss monster, which is insane, and it also can just bring back a bunch of bodies onto your side of the field that you can use as IP fodder. You can use to just pretty much do whatever you want on the crackback as well. So that's why I like playing this card. I'm not a big fan of the other spells and traps and what they kind of are asking you to do with them. But anyways, that's what I wanted to say about that. Sorry for kind of coming back to this real quick. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump right into those replays. All right, and here we are with our first replay here. As you can see, our hand is actually pretty crazy. There's a lot of stuff that we can do with this hand, and we are playing against Weather Painter. They go ahead and activate the field spell, follow it up with a Snowy, normal summon Snow to get the Thunder Canvas, and then they banish it to search for a Cloudy here. So then they proceed to activate the additional normal summon to summon out this copy of Cloudy, and then they link all 3 of those off thanks to the field spell to make Rainbow. Rainbow, kind of a scary card, but not a scary card when you open Imperm like the god gamer I am. So they set 2, and then they're going to go to the standby phase to try and get Snowy. We're going to Imperm, so that way they can't get the bonus effects of Rainbow. They're going to fire off Macrocosmos. Now, this card is hell to play around. It is absolutely a nightmare to try and play around and mess with. But you know what? We're going to try it. We ball anyways. So we do have the Pankratops to try and out it, which is nice. But we are going to fire off this Mudora first to get our Gravekeeper's Trap onto the board. We're going to normal summon this copy of Barrier Statue and set our Imperm. And the reason I'm doing this is because we just want to try and kind of play a little bit more reactive. I know we could have popped the macro and done a lot more, but I kind of like what we're doing right here because without any of their stuff in rotation, they don't really have a lot that they can do. So they proceed to try on the draw phase to activate this. We, for the Gravekeeper's Trap, call Snow. And thanks to my psychic attack, we called it right somehow. And because of me being a god gamer and just knowing what they were drawing, they ended up scooping anyways. But regardless, I do think that what we had on board was strong because of the fact that due to the fact that we have Pankratops, if he tries to attack over the Barrier Statue, we could just pop over anything. And also the fact that we knew that one of the cards was macro and the other one was the draw canvas. There was nothing that we really had to fear at that point in time. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop into the next replay. All right, and for this one, we also opened a very nice hand of Maxi plus Imperm. So, you know, we just get the world is our oyster, as they say. So they summon Poisonous Sting here. I'm assuming that they're playing V-Trooper because they reveal Scale Bomber. And we're just going to activate Maxi in response to that. Because not only can we negate the effect of poison here, we also do get one draw off of the Maxi, which is very nice. So due to that, we drew another Maxi. Classic. I don't know why they go for activating Descent here. I guess just to have another card to tribute. But due to that, we do draw into our boy Citadel here. So there is a little bit of thinking that we have to do into this. So we activate Mudora to get our Gravekeeper's Trap. And Trap, just to let you guys know, the reason Trap is God tier in this deck and why I play it is because all of your Vernusylphs are Earth Fairies. So not only can you search your Vernusylphs with your Gravekeeper's Trap, you can also search them with Keldo's Discard effect, which is why this card is just phenomenal for this strategy. So we do get our Flourishing Hills here. We are going to go straight into the battle phase to try and bait this out, but for some reason they're playing Parasite Paranoid. I don't fucking know, dude. So at that point, we go ahead and activate our bear boy here. I love this guy of the Awakening Force. And the thing that's cool about this guy is when you pitch him in an Earth Monster, you get to send an Earth Monster from your deck to the graveyard that can be normal summoned or set, which means you send one of the Millers. Now, the reason why this is good and bad is because we are in the prime of tier format. This deck is fun for the new Attribute Festival. The only thing is you have to mess around with some ratios, but I'll be posting a new video about that in probably a day or two, showing what the new list would look like in the event. But it is fun when you're not playing against exactly tier. That's just the name of the game of the format currently. The Millers are great, but if you are skeptical of using the Millers, you could try to maybe cut them both down to one and put in a couple of other pieces to try and counteract here. But as of right now, I just play them because it's just a lot of fun to just, you know, mill these boss monsters and then also mill the Vernusylph Trap and do a lot of crazy shenanigans from there. We did mill the Agito because we're god like that. And we did actually get a Regulus engraved. So we can use Flourishing Hills to get a copy of the Trap card right here. And then we can also use Flourishing Hills to bring back the Regulus with its Reborn effect. We can fire off this effect of Vera to steal this Poison Sting, and then we can go into an Alsa, the Earth Charmer. Now, the thing that's cool about this is I'm mainly going into Alsa to try and bait out the Scale Bomber, because I'm hoping the opponent doesn't read, and thanks to them neglecting to do so, Alsa is going to let us get a nice search. So we're just going to search for any Vernusylph at this point. We activate the effect, pitching it, and the Trap, so now the Trap is in graveyard, and we get to draw just a single card, which means that we can summon back Citadel. And then we normal summon our other Vernusylph, and then we will go ahead and go into an IP Masquerena. The reason we're doing that is because now on the Crackback, because our battle phase was wasted because of the Parasite Paranoid, we can activate the graveyard effect of this Trap right here, and we are going to just Monster Reborn back all of the Vernusylphs that we want. Not only that, but for Gravekeeper's Trap, we're going to call Sting Lancer, because that would be a pretty problematic card. And because of my psychic attack, I somehow called 2 times in a row. I'm pretty sure I'm cheating at this point. I don't know how I'm just that good at the game. All right, and now we are going into our third game here against Fella. Such a nice, handsome fella we're up against here. We actually get to start off here. We do have duplicates of Max C, so we can go ahead and activate pitching one of them, and then we send one of our millers, and we mill some good ones. And right here, we have no idea what we're going against, because as you can see, we are up against just the staple suite, baby. So this doesn't really give me good information on what we're going against, so I don't really know what to do or what to make. So in this case, we just go for a Regulus boy since we milled him, and we also did get a Vernusylph trap in the graveyard, which means we have a lot of capability currently. So we search another copy of the trap just for more recursion, and we bring back another bear boy, and we'll set one of the traps, and then we will make a Gallant Granite. The reason that we do this is because we activate the effect of Gallant Granite to search out our barrier statue, to which we can then proceed to normal summon. If we had a Pinkertops, it could have been a little bit more of a better board, because we could have, you know, obviously have had a reaction to them attacking, but this reveals that they're playing Sprite. They activate Smashers, and so at this point, it's better just to use the Regulus. That way it'll stay engraved instead of it getting banished. So Sprite Smashers will get negated here, and he's going to go to the battle phase and crash, but we are going to activate Mudora here preemptively just to go ahead and banish itself to shuffle back the Ronin and give ourselves a Kelbeck and a Called By back. So they go into crash, and they just set a card and pass, to which during the end phase, we can activate the effect of the trap. And let's get summoning, baby. We literally just get a full summon for absolutely nothing. So we then draw for turn. We draw a copy of Mudora, which is pretty good, and then we will go ahead and just be off to the races here. We activate this copy of Alsa, and since they have a Max C engrave from our wonderful milling, we can go ahead and summon that to go into a Unicorn here. We can pitch this card for Unicorn to go ahead and bounce this back or whatever it is, and it's just a Called By, which they target Mudora, and just for the shits and giggles, we will chain Mudora so it doesn't get negated, and just give me my Max C's back and give him a cross out back just for the funnies, because at this point, we pretty much have lethal on board. So what we can do with both of our bears here is actually something pretty cool, but if I'm correct, I think I mess up. So we go into an access code right here, and we will use its effect, obviously, since we aren't locked into any earths, and our opponent sees that it's just well past to the point of lethal. All right, and here we are with the deck, and I know a couple of people are probably already going to comment, but you weren't going against anything like top tier. Like, what are you doing? I literally played 15 games, and it was every single time I summoned Regulus, they would scoop. That's been my platinum experience so far. I haven't played the game long enough to get to Diamond. I'm hoping to get to Diamond soon. But for right now, that's just been my experience, is people would scoop once I summon a big boy, or once any of the Ishizu cards are revealed, they scoop. Or when I finally do get something playable, it's not against tier. Funny enough, whenever I'm playing my tier list, it's a tier mirror match, but when I'm playing anything else, I can't go against tier to finally properly gauge the deck's power. But just going off of the games that I was playing, and just from the deck in general, I think it's super fun. If you want to have a very fun deck to play, I highly recommend this for the time while the Ishizu cards are legal. I do understand that it is very expensive, because you can see there's a lot of URs that go into this deck, and there's a lot of SRs as well. Of course, you can always substitute stuff out. If you don't have a Citadel, if you don't have Pankratops or Regulus, you can play other nice Earth boss monsters. You can even play multiples of Grand Tusk if you would like, just to see it in the graveyard a lot better. There are just a lot of options. Just any good Earth monsters you can think of, you can play in this deck. That's what I love about it, is because it's just so much versatility and so much uniqueness to it, which is so cool. Like, I just love the aspect of this deck. And of course, you can also play the Vernusylph spells and traps if you are, of course, running low on the space, because they are low rarity. So you can, of course, swap out some of the URs for them as well. There's a lot of stuff that you can switch in and out ratio-wise. But for right now, this is what I'm honestly pretty comfortable with playing. I haven't really had any bad hands with this. Every hand that I've had is pretty playable. I think I'd say the brick is like maybe 1 out of 10 hands, but other than that, 9 out of 10 hands are usually very playable, and there's just a lot of cool shit that you can do with this deck. But all in all, I will be coming back to this deck for the Attribute Festival. I just wanted to take a look at this, at regular ELO because it's just, you know, it's a lot more fun with the Ishizu cards at a higher number than they are just one-ofs. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any decks that you would like to see me work on or see me play or anything like that, please post down in the comments below. Remember, I do both Master Duel as well as TCG, so if you want to see me look at a TCG, well, if I don't break my fucking microphone, obviously. If you want to see me take a look at a TCG deck, I can, or if you want me to focus more on Master Duel, I can do that as well. But thank you guys so much for the patience, and thank you guys all for your continued support throughout everything with this channel. I truly appreciate it. I'm just very glad I get to come back and make content for you guys. I'm very excited because I don't plan on going away this time, and I actually have a lot of backup plans in case something goes wrong. So I look forward to seeing you guys in more videos. Bye!